I'm here with Tony Robbins, who requires very little introduction. He has a new book called Unshakeable, which was transformative for me. He really took everything that feels daunting about finances and distilled it into layman's terms in ways that feels much more accessible for people like myself and anyone else that wants to learn more about how to maximize their investments. So Tony, we wanted to talk about a couple of things that are important to him. One is the 5 most important people that you surround yourself with, and some of those key traits that are important that really mold your life and improve the quality of it, as well as, what was the next thing you were talking about?
Well, first of all, the idea is she's working so hard here. We just had about an hour interview, and she decided she wants to film, and she's running around trying to squeeze this in. So if you're watching, that's why she's out of breath. You will not believe what she wrestled with to get this video to work. So you really got to thank her.
She did with his big hands somehow. But also some of the key traits that are important to approach life with making a choice of being happy.
Yeah.
So Tony, take it away.
Well, I used to believe, I'm a big believer that decisions shape our lives much more than our conditions, right? Everyone's gone through horrible experiences. We're all going to face things in our life that we don't want to face, but we do. And we can overcome them. But what I really, truly want people to know is I believe that who you spend time with is who you become. You know, that proximity is power. Whoever you're around, by the nature of being around them, you very often will, if you like them, is you'll accept things in them that maybe you wouldn't accept in yourself if the person's playing life at a lower standard. And then what happens is, if you play tennis against somebody you're better than, eventually your game goes down. It's just the nature. If you get in a relationship with somebody who you spend time with who's playing the game higher than you are, you want to play with, on the court with Serena Williams, just to get on the court, your game has to rise, right? Just by pure determination, you're going to get better playing against somebody who's better than you are. So I've always said, choose the people you're going to spend the most time with who are going to make you grow, they're going to make you expand. And I think that decisions shape destiny, and that's one of the most important decisions. But about 2 years ago, I had a really interesting experience. I went to India. I have a friend there named Christian G. His father is considered an avatar. I went to a meeting he had, and there were supposed to be 250,000 people showed up, and 1 million people showed up that morning. And, it's India. So these people, they came to meet this man, to visit with this man, a spiritual teacher. So we were talking about various principles, and he said something to me that I have not forgotten. He said, Tony, you know how you always talk that in life we have so much ability, so much capability, but we don't usually execute. And the reason is because of the mental, emotional state we're in. When you're in a peak state, ideas flow, answers come, you step up, you take the action. When you're in a low state, I always talk about it as either peak state or energy-rich state versus energy-poor or low state. Low state, same person, same ability, but you're not going to maximize, right? So he said to me, Tony, what if you traded those 2 words? What if you traded peak state or peak energy, high energy for beautiful states? And what if you took painful states or low energy states and called those suffering? That would work. So a beautiful state would be happiness, joy, love, compassion, courage, boldness, any of those things. A suffering state would be pissed off, frustrated, worried, anything that puts you in a lousy place. There's tons of them. I said, okay, I buy it. What's the point? And then he said, well, I'm sure you don't think this way, Tony. He goes, but I decided that what I want, the most valuable thing I want for my life, I have a spiritual vision, and that is I want to live in a beautiful state every day, no matter what, even when it rains on my parade, even when people mess up, even when life doesn't go the way I want it to go, because life is too short to suffer. And I thought, well, I agree with that, but I thought I would suffer. Like if you would have told me 2 years ago I'd suffer, I'd laugh. Like, are you kidding me? Like, I got the most perfect wife, I got 4 kids, I got 3 grandkids, I got a mission I love, I travel all over the earth, I'm financially independent, I'm in good health, I have so much joy, and I would be sincere, I wouldn't be making it up. But I realized that the definition of suffering is pissed off or frustrated or stressed or overwhelmed. I had plenty of that. I got 31 companies, I got 1,200 employees on 4 continents. What are the chances someone's screwing up right now? Probably pretty damn good, right? I only use my phone to lose my happiness, is what it was. So I realized, okay, I want to do this too. I want to catch myself. I want to kill suffering when it's a little monster, not wait until it's Godzilla taking my life and city, kind of thing. And so I set up a game with myself. It's the 90-second game. That if I start to feel stressed, life's too short to be stressed, right? There's so much beauty, there's so much for us to appreciate, but most of us get stressed because, as you and I were talking earlier, we got a a 2 million-year-old brain, and that brain is always looking for what's wrong so it can get you to fight it, or survive, or run from it, or freeze and hope it doesn't notice you. Right? Fight, flight, or freeze is what our brains do. And the problem is there is no saber-tooth tiger for you to run from, or freeze from, or fight anymore. So our brains are still looking for something. So now it worries about what people are thinking about you and makes it life and death, or how much money you have. And don't get me wrong, if somebody's in this country and they're in bad shape, I feed 100 million people a year for the last 2 years of feeding America. I'm gonna feed 1 billion people, I care. But if you are in this country and you're in poverty, you're the 1% of earners on earth, you're not the 99%. Because 2/3 of the planet lives on $2.50 a day, $900 a year. So poverty in our country, $18,000, you are wealthy. Now I'm not saying that like you should just stay where you are. I want those people to grow. But when you're suffering, when you're feeling bad about your life, you can't build on failure, you only build on success. So my invitation to those watching is really simple. I believe the most important decision you can make in your life is to decide to live in a beautiful state no matter what. Because in a beautiful state, you'll get answers to your problems 100 times faster than when you're stressed, pissed, worried, stressed, suffering in some way. And also, when you're in a beautiful state, you connect with people in a totally different way. People feel you, your children, your husband, your wife. It changes your vitality, your health. When somebody's angry, you can see what it does to the immune system. It stops the immune system. Anger, resentment, frustration, they have a biochemical effect on you. So I've been doing it for 2 years, and I came up with this 90-second rule. So I start to feel the stress. All you do is I realize I'm believing some stressful thought. You only feel this because you're believing thought. So I'm going to ask you directly, put you on the spot if I can. And if you don't want to, it's okay. Tell me 2 of the most stressful thoughts in your life that are recurring thoughts, because everybody has them.
The well-being of my kids.
Well, tell me what you think. You think what? You worry about?
I worry they're going to get hurt.
Okay, great. And the challenge is not just they're going to hurt, but you didn't prevent it.
Yes.
Right?
Yes, the mother's guilt.
The mother's guilt. And so what happens is, you're a very giving person. I've got to know you. I know you're a generous human being. I know you love your kids. But the real reason you suffer is not about your children. It's because you think you failed your children or could. Now, if we went over to this office here, and there's probably 100 people in this office building, and we asked 100 people, have you ever had this thought about children? What percentage do you think have had the thought?
All of them.
Almost all, at least 95%.
Yes.
So it's not your thought. That's a thought's been around forever. It's the mind, not your mind. This is an important, simple distinction. Because if it's me, it's hard to change you, right? You are who you are. But if you realize these thoughts are, so what's another one? What's another stressful thought you think regularly?
Maximizing my time and not being the best version I can every day.
But what's the stressful part of that?
The stressful part of it is that my life's going to end and I didn't maximize it.
Okay, so the fear. So if you're listening back at online there, my question to you is, have you ever had this thought like, oh my God, am I going to really get everything done before I die? Am I really going to have my life be meaningful? Probably 80 to 90% of the people have that. So if I told you 100 years ago, we're going to go to the moon and back, you would have called me a lunatic. That's where the term comes from, you crazy idiot, right? It's impossible. Well, obviously, you've done that a long time ago. If I would have said, do I have one? Yeah, I have it in my pocket. That in the future, 100 years ago, if I said to you, you're going to have a little box in your pocket, and this little box, you can pull it out, and you can touch it, and you can see and speak to someone on the other side of the earth in real time, because there's invisible waves going around the earth, and the invisible waves will come into the box, and you'll see people. You'd say they're insane, they're a witch, they're stupid, throw them in jail, do something. This person's messed up. But this is the truth. There are invisible waves all around us. It's called thoughts. They've been around for millions of years. You told me 2 thoughts that make you stressed. Neither one is yours, but you call them yours. They're everybody's. They're the mind. So what I learned to do is to realize everybody has stressful thoughts. The ones that you believe are the ones that mess you up. Like everybody's thought, I'm going to kill that son of a bitch at some point. But you didn't kill him because you didn't believe what you said. But some people believe and then they feel the stress. So what I do now is I feel the stress and I go, look at that crazy little thought going by. And I entertain myself with it. And then I shift by taking some slow, deep breaths. I slow things down, push the stressing me away, see it kind of passing, and then I find something to focus on that I can appreciate, or I can enjoy, or something I love, or someone I can give love to, because appreciation, joy, and love instantly end suffering. And in every single moment of your life, right now there's something we can appreciate. Like you shared with me some things off camera here about this book that really touched my heart. I touched you on it sincerely. So I took that in. I'm feeling that. I didn't just hear you. I took it in. I felt it completely, right? So my goal, billionaires, there's a new billionaire in the United States every 6 days. There's a new billionaire in China every 5 days. You want to know what's much more unique than a billionaire? A person who's happy every single day, no matter what. I mean it sincerely. I know lots of billionaires, very few that are that happy. So money doesn't do that for you. The only thing it'll do it for you is deciding. Like I always tell people, if you want to take the island, burn the boat. You have to decide. You have to. The word decision comes from like incision, cut off from. You have to cut off any possibility except what you're committed to. And if you cut off and say, I will not suffer, the mind will still find suffering. But then what you'll do is you go, okay, mind, that's okay. That's the mind. Let that thought go. I enjoy this. I appreciate this. And so my goal now is to find ecstasy in every moment. And then I don't do it every moment, but I've gotten damn good at it. And when I don't, that 90-second rule, I make the change and it works. Now in the beginning, if you're watching, should have been a 4-hour rule. I was not good at it. Maybe a 4-day rule, some really stressful shit. But what I did is, it's like any muscle, the more you do it, the better you get. And now I can tell you honestly, having done this for 2 years, very little stresses me out now because it's like I start to do it and I just catch it and go, come on, don't sweat this stuff. I've rewired myself. And so what I do in this book is I show people what to do financially so money is no longer a hassle. 15 minutes a year, once you read the book and put the plan in place, is all it takes to rebalance. So it's not like a full-time job. You're free to do your normal life and you'll be growing financially every year, so you're gonna feel really good. But that's not enough. You got to make the psychological, emotional change to stop suffering. That's what makes you unshakable. Unshakable means that you have courage. It means if you're scared, you do it anyway. Unshakable means, if you get knocked off kilter, you don't let it take you. You find your center, and when everybody else is freaking out, you take advantage of the situation financially in business, because that's what you have to do in investing. When everyone else is afraid, Warren Buffett always says, I'm greedy when people are scared, and I'm scared when people are greedy. Right? So when everyone's freaking out, he's buying. Right? And so this book will truly give you not only the confidence to enter that world if you're not already investing or do it better, but it'll also show you just how to develop the habit of creating real emotional freedom inside yourself. And in the book, I give you a little meditation experience where I can have you think of some unfinished business, like a relationship, a person that you need to fire, or a situation at home you need to deal with your children or your husband or wife or whatever, and you've been putting it off. And I show people how in 2 minutes to no longer put it off. And we do it, with 10,000 people at a time in seminars. So I put it in the book too, so that my goal is for you to have the greatest quality of life possible, which includes money, but it isn't only money.
Yeah, I like how you complimented the book that way. I was actually hoping that you would end it with the complimentary side of living vitally, with vitality, without the financial focus solely. So I like that you did that. Well, you see what happens? You ask Tony for one short, quick question.
I'm not very short.
And you get no, not at all. And you get